Oh, yes, sir. Oh, that one pulls back different. Yes, sir. Come on now. Come on now. Get in here. Well, what is going on, folks? Welcome back to TRF. This is my series called Uncut. I love doing this series where I get to go bass fishing in the kayak, on the bank, on the bass boat, wherever I want to go, where the camera's uncut, the good and the bad all included, to teach you guys everything I learn along the way. So today we are on a beautiful private lake called Jermar Lake, part of the Private Water Fishing Club, and I'm just gonna hop straight into it. It is hot with a capital H-O-T, all the letters capitalized, out here in Texas recently, and it has led to fishing being really, really tough. That's why I'm out here on this lake today, which I've heard has a decent amount of bass in it. Now, the one key, the number one tip I'm gonna give to start this video is going to be, if it's hot, you've gotta get out there early. And I didn't get out here as early as I wanted to. It's like, my phone's back there, it's like, you know, 7:05. The sun rose about 15-20 minutes ago. Luckily, as you can see from that angle there, we have a little bit of cloud cover that will prolong the worst of the sunrise for another 10 minutes, maybe. If we're lucky, maybe longer. These clouds seem like they're kind of lasting. But I mean, by the time it gets to 9:30, 9 o'clock, it's gonna be too hot for me to wanna be out here. So this may be a relatively quicker uncut, maybe a sub 2-hour uncut. But from the drone shots, as you can see here, that I'm taking later on, we're on about a, I don't know, 8-acre lake maybe. The whole thing lined with cattails. But the cattails are not quite fishable because the American pondweed has grown all the way up to them. So we're gonna be fishing a lot of stuff on the edge, starting off with the topwater frog. And then if the sun pokes up, I may drag a vibrating jig or a drop shot on the edge. Problem is, I'm not seeing any activity, which is not to say there's not fish here. I just wish I was seeing some kind of bluegill stuff going on. Bass feeding on bluegills in this grass, and I'm not seeing any of that. Now, I'm in a brand new kayak today. This is my Bonafide RVR. And so, excuse me if I'm not quite as stable as I usually am fishing in the native Titan X. I'm rigging out this kayak here for kind of this type of body of water, smaller bodies of water, especially rivers. I'm so pumped. Can't even tell you how pumped I am to fish this thing in some of the rivers that I grew up fishing in Minnesota. Definitely excited to get this thing up there in the next few weeks. We're gonna put it on top of my truck. We're gonna make the trek to Minnesota, and we're gonna end the bass boat, and we're gonna catch us some dang bass. That's the plan. But that has nothing to do with today. Today is catching bass in this body of water. I would tell you water temperature if I had my fish finder on here, but again, this is gonna be a fish finderless kayak. Just fishing based on intuition, baby. And my intuition tells me if I haven't gotten a bite on a frog yet, to throw at these poles. I assume the poles mark brush piles. That's usually how private water fishing does their brush pile marking. But I hope the angles are decent. This one, now that I look at it, this one's definitely closer to my head than I thought it was gonna be. Ooh, do I have him? No, he missed it. He missed it. Gosh dang it. He missed it. Come back for it, buddy. Come on now. Come on now. I know you want it. All right, there's a bass around there somewhere. And I've also got a trolling motor on this kayak. So it may be fish finderless, but we're not without technology. And I'm gonna pull the trolling motor all the way up because I don't need it in this grass. Do not have a need for it right now. What I do have a need for is turning this camera, not turning, moving this camera a little bit more backwards. Again, brand new kayak. You never know where you're gonna need stuff. There we go. That's better. At least for the hook set angle. We're all about the hook set here on TRF. And if I can't get the hook set angle good, I don't want it. Oh. I've got one. Oh my gosh, there he is. Yes, sir. Right as it hit the water. Holy cow. I thought it was just the splash from my frog hitting the water, but no. It was a dang bass. Oh, what a skinny mini. Wow. That right there, I mean, great first fish to start, but look at the proportions. And I'm not talking in a positive way. Big old head, skinny body, but, I mean, ate the frog. Look at that thing. Frog's gone. Frog is G-O-N-E. Thank you, buddy. Man, you need to be cold out. If this was, well, I can't cold out one. They have rules at this place. I believe every fish under 14 inches needs to be cold. And so if I don't have a stringer with me, but if I catch some that are near the bank, I might toss them up there on the bank. But that's fish number one. Success, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Put my sunglasses down. I don't need them on my head yet. The weather is not bad right now. It's probably 83, 85, but man, it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real bad, nothing but bad. And right now I'm just using the GoPro audio off of that GoPro. If it gets too windy, I will switch to an on-body mic, but I like GoPro's audio way more. And I'm kind of letting myself drift into this grass patch here offshore. It must be a hump, because I don't think American pondweed grows very deep. And so if there's no grass in here, it must be kind of a hole with a hump all around. That didn't make any sense. A hump with a hole all around is a depression. So my kayak is currently sitting in a grass depression. That's right. But that is 2 bites so far, one landed and one not, up on the shallow grass edge. So that kind of tells me more than likely where they're at right now. Still gonna work this outside edge real quick though. Water clarity today, again, I can't quite tell because of how low the sun is. But I assume it's decent. I don't know, 2 foot maybe. It's not super clear though. There's a lot of lakes that I've fished in this kayak series that the water is just like gin clear. This is not gonna be one of them. Yeah, well, yeah, 2 foot probably. 2 foot, I'm guessing. I've heard there's been bass up to 9 pounds caught in this lake, which is cool. Possibility is there. But seeing how sickly that first bass was, not so sure if we're gonna find that. I did a bank uncut last August or September here and caught a decent amount, but I mean, I was only able to fish 15% of the bank line. So I feel like we'll really be able to catch some good fish out here. Hold up. Something just spooked right here. Something just spooked. That was a pipe dream. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Now with a place like this that is just covered in vegetation, I wouldn't say it's too much. I'd have to ask my biologist friend Steven, but it definitely is a lot of grass. How do you pick where to fish? Well, I usually, and I've talked about this over and over again on my channel this year, is the inconsistencies. So if I look up the bank here, of course you have the edge, but then you have the edge that is closer to the reeds. You have the edge that is farther from the reeds. You've got points, you've got little openings on the edge that again cause inconsistencies for these fish to sit on. And I can reach down and literally grab the grass right here. That's how shallow we are. I'm sure it's actually 3 to 4 feet deep here, but the grass is growing almost all the way to the surface. So if I'm gonna find these fish, they're gonna have to be cruising on top of this stuff. Camera look good? I think it looks good back there. Let's tilt this up. Teeniest bit. There's just so much vegetation in this place. Not gonna lie though, this kayak feels good so far. Of course, it's more tippy than my native, but it's pretty stable. Oh, and this reel, y'all, the Mach 2 launches. It absolutely launches. I've been so impressed by the quality of this reel. Launches a frog. Come on now. Now, why did I pick a frog? Well, I feel like to the seasoned angler, that might be a no-brainer answer, but I picked it because we have a lot of vegetation. If I had launched and seen fish schooling on bait fish out in the middle or on a rock wall or a dam, I would have picked a walking bait or a plopper style. But because I don't want treble hooks around this kind of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of grass, the frog is really the only topwater to go with. And I was hoping that with the full moon we had last night, and the fact that I got here at least before the sun was up, that I would get some bites here. But it's, for a private lake, this is surprisingly slow so far. So that's another tip for you. If you are in the warm months, so spring, summer, early fall, and you have a full moon, the next morning could be tough. Like, I bet if I checked Bass Forecast, oh, hello. A fish just literally took my frog and knocked it out of the water. If I checked Bass Forecast, I guarantee you there would be 0 peak feeding time in the morning. There would only be 1 at around noon when the moon is completely underneath. That's what I would guess. Yeah. Come on. Only fish I've caught on a frog, I landed in his mouth. Crazy. They are not eating the frog like I thought they would. It's kind of fun to drift though. My native kayak doesn't drift, but this one is, of course, much lighter and is drifting. I do need to turn myself a little bit though. There we go. I've got a Newport NK180 Pro trolling motor on the back of this, powered by a Pro Guide 24 VM72 battery, and I'm not going to use it a whole lot today. I got foot controlled steering down here that I'm not sure if I like yet, to be totally honest. I don't know if I have a choice because this boat does not have a rudder. And the rudder, it has rudder. It doesn't have a steering rudder. So I feel like I kind of have to stay. Ooh, hello. Hello. Come back for it. I spooked one. I literally landed on one again and I spooked him. Please eat it. Please eat it, buddy. I'm going so slow. Just a frog. Nothing wrong with me. Nothing fake with this frog. Dang. Oh, hello. Dang it. He was right behind it the whole time. That's a bummer. I was hoping I could pull the old Japanese figure 8 deal on that bass, but he did not want it. He just says, I do not fall for that. That is one of my grand visions in life, to catch a bass in the Japanese figure 8. Here we go. Oh, dang it. I lost him. I lost him. He missed my frog. He missed my frog. Ooh, there he is. Come on now. I led you. I led you. Oh, that was him. That was him. Man. These fish are like sharkitoing it, but they're not getting the hook. Dang it. Ah, bummer. Bummer. Another long cast to the next opening. Okay, it seems like in every opening, there's one fish that is controlling that opening, and he's like, I'm gonna bite you, and you're either gonna catch me or you're not. And in this opening, I didn't catch one. In that opening, I didn't catch him. But I'm coming for you, Mr. Next Hole in the Grass Bass. Long cast. I'm just a frog. I'm just a lonely old frog. Scurrying along without a care in the world. I don't care what's lurking beneath me. I don't care. Ah, nothing. And I'm reeling in my frog once it gets to the cover, because with how thick this grass is, I mean, look at this. I can reach down and grab it. That's how thick this is. So I'm going for fish right now that are cruising on the top of the grass, not ones that are living in the grass. Maybe once the sun got up, and I'm talking like up, I would start fishing the frog on top of the stuff. But that's one misunderstanding I feel like people have with grass fishing, is that you can just fish around any kind of grass or throw a frog over any kind of grass and pads and it can catch fish. Well, if there's not actually room underneath for those fish to move around and live under, it's not gonna be a good place to fish. It is dead water. So right here, almost all of this, once the fish stop cruising the top, is dead water. They cannot live under this. There's no actual canopy underneath the grass for them to live on, if that makes sense. So the non-dead water will be out there on the actual edge, but up in here, I mean, even right now, all this American pondweed here is dead water because fish can't live underneath it. It's too choked out. I feel like that deserves like a full video in itself. It's just talking about bottom composition and how to tell if grass is actually not, if grass is dead water or alive water. Although I've never called it alive water. I guess if water can be dead, the other water is alive. Come on now. Come on now. Have a feeling I'm going to be dragging around a worm a little earlier than I had thought. Because these fish are not eating topwater. Not super good. Not the way I need them to. They pretty much show themselves though. Almost every bite I've gotten has been like I see the wake towards the fish, towards the frog. So knowing that, I'm gonna keep moving in this grass. Yeah. Nope, there was one. There's no way I don't get a bite on this cast here. A little bit deeper water, edge of the pondweed. Come on now. Wow. Wowzers. Let's get it cast up in the hole. Close enough. No activity. Every once in a while, topwater frogs, you got to make sure that you ain't got no water in there. We are drifting into a really good area, I feel. Feel like we're about to catch one. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the toughest. Wouldn't be surprised. I know this is the toughest fishing weather of the entire year. For you guys that live in New York and Minnesota and Michigan, man, August, September can be some of the best fishing out there. Down here in Texas, that is not the case. That's why I'm about to head to Minnesota, because the fishing here is so bad. It is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Eat it. Eat it. You are right behind it. You've got to be somewhere right behind it. Dang it. No. I saw a wake. I saw a wake. He waked on my frog. Maybe they're bluegill, but no, that was not a bluegill. Uh-oh, how am I gonna set the hook on this fish if I get a bite the next time? There we go. That's how. Please come back. Baby, come back. Wow. Yep, these fish are shooting at it, but are not committing to it. This is not a like frog has a bad hookup ratio deal. These fish are just not eating. Although, maybe that's telling me I shouldn't be throwing a frog. That's probably what that is. I probably should be throwing a soft plastic of some kind. Maybe a soft plastic fluke? Yeah, around the edge of that. It's possible. It's possible that's the smart move. I can kind of twitch it like a frog, but I can pause it, wait for them to actually eat it. I'll think about it. I'll give it a consideration. Someone told me the other day in my comments section that I just like throwing a frog, and that it seems like I'm okay in videos with the fact that you don't hook up every fish you get a bite on a frog with, but I just want to catch a frogfish anyways, and that's probably true. I just enjoy frog fishing that much that usually I'm okay with losing a few just to get a bite. And that's how you can tell I still love this, because I just want to catch them on a frog, man. God dang, come on now. That's braid for you. Every opening has one fish, I'm telling you. They are territorial. But every single opening, I get that one bite and I lose it. Okay, check my frog. Get the water out from that bite. Turn myself a little bit. We're gonna get that fish. That fish will be there, I'm calling it. Go fast and then pause. And then twitch, 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 twitch. Wow. You get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yep. You get one chance at these fish. They don't give you no seconds. And I wouldn't say it's that these fish are like extra pressured, because being north of McKinney, I don't think this pond gets a whole lot of pressure, but they are in a weird mood. In a very weird mood today. I'm so grateful for that cloud right now. Like, if you look in the whole sky, there's one back there and a few over there. All the clouds are right where the sun is. I'm so grateful for that cloud. What a morning. I was thinking I was going to be sweating buckets by now. But no, we're good to go. Oh, man. Yeah, I think this is telling me that I should stop throwing a frog. Because I'm getting bites every opening. And I'm not connecting. Get connected. Oh, the sun. Ugh. It's gonna damage my eyes. Here we go. Here comes a wake. Here comes a wake. Eat it. Okay, yep. We're done with the frog. Frog is not getting a good hookup ratio today, and so I'm not gonna be dumb and continue to throw it because that's not productive. So we're gonna reel this bad boy in. Well, although I might, yeah, I'm gonna put something on this rod though. I'm gonna put a soft plastic on this rod. So let me turn around here. First time fishing in this kayak. So rigging tackle is a whole new ball game. All right. Got a brand new Evolution product. It's called the bait sack, maybe, or the lure sack, something sack. And the whole purpose of it is to hold your soft plastics. Tell me I brought one. Did I bring one? I did. Caffeine shad. Well, I wonder if I could throw like a structure bug. Nah, caffeine shad. Something just busted up there. Something big just busted up there. And I also need scissors. I'm gonna go straight braid on this one, I think. Just cause I can. Where are my hooks? Did I not bring my terminal bag? Tyler. I have one hook, and I've got to take it off of a wobble head. Tyler, you dummy. I forgot my whole terminal deal at the house. You know what they say, it ain't never easy. And even the best fall down sometimes. Okay, I'm wrecking this wobble head. Oh, goodness. I cannot get this hook off this wobble head. It is stuck on here. Do I have any loose hooks? No, I don't. What a mess. So we're gonna get this dang hook out of this wobble head. Okay, there's no way. Unless I brought pliers that I can't find. Wow, I feel like a dummy. I feel like a dummy. You know, VMC hooks come in this nice hook keeper. I sure wish I'd brought some. All right, I guess we're not doing a caffeine shad. So we're gonna figure out how to hook these fish. We're gonna figure it out. At least we're getting bites. What a debacle that was. That's exactly why y'all subscribe to this channel, because I've got it all put together. I always know what I'm doing. It was late when I made this decision to come kayak fishing. I didn't have all my stuff put together. And that's okay. Because even the best fall down sometimes. I really think these fish are going to vacate this area pretty soon here. I mean, as soon as their eyelids feel that sun, I think they're going to be they're gonna be gonzo out to the middle channel. Yeah, there's not much of a topwater bite here. Dang, yeah. All the shallow movement is pretty much gone. Okay, frog. You gave me half effort today. I need more from you next time, all right? I need more from you. Throw around a swim jig a little bit. See if that can yield me a bass. We are in the grass, my friend. We are in the grass. Is it like an albino bluegill? What is that? Yeah. What a weird experience today. Albino bluegill? Odd. I'm working out toward the edge now. Toward the center channel. I see 2 pieces of standing timber out here in the channel. So we'll find out how deep it is out there. Again, though, we're on the shallow end of this lake. I bet the deep end is probably where most of these fish go. But we're not there yet. I'm still trying to catch them in that mid-depth range. Oh, hello, that was a bite. Even with my seat fully raised, I still feel like I'm too low. Like I've got some seat risers, some 3D printed seat risers I bought off Facebook for this kayak. But even then, I still feel low. But I think I've just got to get used to fishing a little lower to the water. And that's okay. And that's okay. There's one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got him around the standing timber on the swim jig, baby. Not a giant. Matter of fact, very small, but much healthier. I like that quality better. Thank you, friend. My line was definitely wrapped around something there, but I let it sink all the way to the bottom, and I got that fish. Be more, please. Oh yeah, it's nasty down there. I'm feeling all kinds of like branches and cables and gunk. Oh, the sun's coming. The sun's coming out. That means one thing, it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot, hot, hot. And the wind is picking up a little bit. It's probably not enough to really damage the audio. If it is, I apologize. I just like the GoPro audio so much more, I don't want to wear a mic. But if I feel like here in a second I need to, I will. Boom. Let's fish that next lay down. Not lay down, that next stick up. A lay down and a stick up, 2 different things. Oh, no wonder. That stick that I was fishing was not the big one. The big one's underneath the water here. So that's what I was grinding my line on. That should get one. That should get one right next to the dang tree. Dang. Nothing? Really? I don't believe that. I don't believe that one bit. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get your booty in here. Swim jig on some deep trees. Let's go. That's fun. All right. Thank you, friend. Outcast Tackle Pro Swim Jig to the face. A swim jig is probably not the best jig for this this location, you know, fishing deeper trees, but I do want to be able to swim the jig through this shallow cover here. That's why I rigged this up. But we're getting bites. That's 2 for 2 now on fish that bit around the wood. Heck yeah. Make it cast up shallow. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. The swim jig is what I should have been throwing this whole time, because reeling it slowly through the openings got me a fish, and now I'm seeing potentially why I've missed so many of those frogfish, because I don't think they were big enough to get the frog in their mouth. I mean, maybe a few of them were, but if I've caught 3 bass back to back to back that are that size, that's probably what was biting my frog. And you're gonna have a hard time catching 1-pounders on a frog. Well, this is fun. I'm glad to be getting bites. Hooking up with some fish. Man, it has to be an opening, like a big opening. Like, I'll show you on the drone shot what a big opening looks like versus a small opening. Small ones ain't got no fish in them. And just the big ones, and the big ones just have 1 fish. Oh well, hold up, I just had a bite. Nah, felt bluegillish. Felt bluegillish, probably was. Yep, nothing in this hole anymore. Gonna move to the next one, and I bet I'll get a bite there. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, that one pulls back different. Yes, sir. Come on now. Come on now. Get in here. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Don't get off. Don't get off. Don't get off. Don't get off. No, you're barely hooked. Yes, sir. Summertime skinny mini on the swim jig. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. 2-pounder. Oh, I should be putting these fish, what am I doing? Towards my, oh, I left it in the truck. dang it. I'm running an online tournament this year through Fishing Chaos. And I have my August tournament to put fish towards. And I totally forgot my bump board in the truck. Darn. Well, you're not supposed to fish private waters anyways in those tournaments. So, not that I can't win anything, it's my tournament. But if you guys want to join, they are online length-based tournaments. As far as I can tell, they are ran pretty dang efficiently. They've got a team of people checking the winners of these tournaments to make sure that they're not submitting 2 fish twice. The fish are coming from, public water. So it's been a really cool experience working with them. And I will have the tournament called the TRF Challenge Cup linked below. And I wish I was participating today, but I forgot it in the truck. And I won't be too upset unless I catch a giant, and then I'll be upset. But this month for the August tournament, which by the time this video comes out, there's probably 10 days or so left in the tournament. The winner of each region, so northern, southern, and then Texas and Florida are their own region. The winner of each region, there's one, yes sir. Oh my gosh, they're in each opening, my goodness. Winner of each region gets a dang Mach combo. Heck yeah, buddy. These fish are all skinny, every single one of them, but they eat the jig down the face. And this guy had it swallowed. Swim jig is the way to go from the start. Should have made this move a whole lot sooner. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. And where I caught that fish, I mean, above the grass is maybe 4 inches of water. I mean, it is so shallow. And these fish are just sitting above the grass, cruising around, waiting for a meal. Waiting for a dang meal. And I'm providing them with that meal. Well, they think I'm providing them with that meal. That's the fun part. I'm not. Ha ha ha. I think there's a big one over there. I'm gonna stand up for a second. Excuse the crotch shot. There's a bass over here, folks. There's a bass over here. Yes, sir. Got him. Got him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We found a good area of fish, boys and girls. We found a good dang area. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Heck yeah. Hook popped right out. That's the importance of having a good cast and keeping your rod loaded the entire time. Is I would not have caught that fish. I would have lost him somewhere in the fight if I was reeling, pulling, putting my rod down, pulling. This is not offshore fishing, this is bass fishing. You set the hook and you reel while keeping the pressure on. That's probably the #1 way that I see people lose fish. Like when I'm doing the 100 Pond series, I'll see people fishing around me. #1 way they lose fish is by not keeping constant pressure on the line. It's a lot easier with a bait in more open water scenarios to keep pressure on the line, especially a fish that fights harder. Heavy cover type stuff is difficult for sure to keep the pressure on, but you've got to do that, or else you're gonna be losing fish left and right. Eat it. A bass just zoomed over to this area. I'm gonna make her cast. Here he goes. Here he goes. We're about to catch this fish. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. This is so fun. Now that I figured out what they're biting, let's go. Oh my goodness. Swim jig, baby. You know, I told you guys the beginning of this calendar year that one of my resolutions was to catch more fish on a swim jig. And we're doing it. We are doing it today. Heck yeah. They were coming for the frog, but they were not getting the frog good enough. And I saw some bluegill. Specifically, what boosted my confidence actually was seeing that albino colored bluegill, because it was a lot more tan than your average green pumpkin color bluegill, and I've got a lot of tan in the swim jig that I'm throwing. The trailer is green pumpkin, but the skirt is a perch colored skirt. Has a lot more tannish, you know, a bright brown, if that makes sense. And we're getting bit now, baby. Now, are we gonna catch a 5-pounder up in this shallow stuff? I don't think so. I don't see a time in which a 5 is up here. I think the bigger ones are gonna be out deeper. It's just my hypothesis. Oh, ooh, a bite. Oh my goodness. My friend, I sent you to Mars. I sent this best to Mars and back. Thank you, friend. What a beefy jig. I love this jig. As always, I'll have my tackle linked down in the video description, along with my merch, Infinite Outdoors. If y'all ain't checked out Infinite Outdoors yet, I believe in a God who loves us so much that he would send an infinite amount of love through the representation of his son to die on the cross for our sins and rise again so we can know him. That's what Infinite Outdoors is all about. And there are infinite possibilities of making memories and having fun and you know, with your friends and family in the outdoors. So whatever meaning you want to ascribe, attribute, whatever, to Infinite Outdoors, this brand is for everybody, and I'm excited to, I've got hats, I've got shirts, I've got sweatshirts, we've got pullovers, all kinds of stuff. Now I'm gonna catch one right here. Here it comes. I saw a wake. Let it sit. There he is, yes sir. Let's go. Now that fish there, if we're being honest, should have gotten off. I gave him so much slack and he basically somersaulted over the grass. But I'm telling you guys, every opening, and this opening's pretty big, I feel like I may catch another one. The wind is picking up though. Hopefully the audio has not been horrible. Hoorah! Man, wind is picking up. All right. I apologize, folks. I'm gonna have to give you some worse audio. It's gonna sound more clear, but it's not gonna be as spatial. All right, brand new audio. I don't even know if the wind was a problem for this GoPro, but I'm assuming it was. But one thing I know is gonna be a problem is what I'm about to do to these bass. Now that I've figured out they want the swim jig. They've got a problem on their hands now. Well, I don't gotta talk as loud. That's nice. I was kind of yelling at the front GoPro. Make sure the audio could hear me. And now y'all can hear me if I just whisper to the camera. Baba Booey. I'll definitely be sure to go for a little ride with y'all on the new trolling motor. But if the whole foot steering thing is not super smooth, I may just end up locking the trolling motor and just using it to go straight. It's probably what I'll do. And I've reached the end of the holes. Now, one more hole. We got American pondweed, and we've got, actually I don't know what it is. Some other kind of grass. If I was in my boat, I could actually look because I have a grass identification book. I don't keep that with me in the kayak. I probably should. But it's not hydrilla, milfoil, or coontail. It is something different. Something different indeed. Yes, sir. There we go. Oh, got him along the edge of the point. Once again, though, I see why they have a culling requirement, you know, quote unquote, for this lake. Because there's too many fish, too many small fish. And I definitely should have brought a, what do you call it? A stringer. Come on now. Look at that little guy. Look at that cute squirt. He's got a messed up face. He deserves to be cold. But I didn't bring one. So I promise, I'm trying to practice what I'm preaching. I really am. And you're gonna see me in the bass boat in the next few videos. Every small fish that I catch, legally that I can keep, I'm gonna keep. And transport to a buddy's pond. That's what I'm committing to do. Because I have learned a heck of a lot about fisheries management over the last few weeks. And if y'all have missed all those videos, you've got some catching up to do. Because Mr. Stephen Barden, my fisheries biologist friend, who's, by the way, is not my uncle. I called him Uncle Steve. And somebody told me that I need to ask my uncle XYZ. And I'm like, that's not actually my uncle. That was a joke. But I've learned so much from him. It's crazy. It is crazy how much I've learned. All right, I'm gonna go fish one of these brush piles that I see. Again, I assume they're brush piles by the poles sticking out of the water. In Florida, if you see white poles sticking out of the water, that's where guys are like cast netting for shiners. But around here, they mean brush piles. So I'm about 99% sure I'm gonna get a bite right there. Grass point goes all the way out to a brush pile. Yeah. Come on now. Dang. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Shocking. All right, not every pole's gonna have brush around it, because there's no, well, maybe there's brush down there. Actually, yeah, there is. There's a little brush pile. No bass on it though. No bass on it. It ain't got no gas in it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and drop the dang trolling motor. I'm gonna go for a little drive. Woo! Yes, sir. Hey, this is fun. What a way to get around, man. Okay. Wow. And we are to our next spot. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, baby. That was fun. That was way faster and easier than paddling around. That was game changing. Holy cow. That would have taken me 3 minutes to get over here. And instead I'm here in a matter of seconds. That was cool. I'm still doing some some extra, additions to this kayak. So I've got to figure out, there's one, on the brush pile. I've got to figure out the best way to get the trolling motor up and down, and I don't think it's this rope here that has a badly tied loop knot. I think I've got to actually get some kind of hook carabiner system, because what I got is not the best. Man, I figured these brush piles would have some giants on them, but not what I'm seeing so far. Just some regular old fish. I guess maybe the repurposed goal of this video, now that I've caught some, is, can Tyler catch a 4-pounder? That's my question. And I don't know the answer to that. I caught one last time I was here. I caught like a 4.5 or a 5. But even it was skinny. It would have been a 6-7 pounder if it wasn't skinny. All right, buff's got to go up, folks. It is already hot. And by hot, I mean sunny. If it's just hot, I don't need to put the buff on, but it protects me from the sun. And I'm throwing the swim jig still because it's what am I trying to say here? There we go. There we go. Oh, dang it. It is less weed gathering. So this and a vibrating jig are both relatively weedless, but a vibrating jig gathers more on the blade itself as you're retrieving it. So I could be throwing a thunder cricket in these open stretches here, but I'm gonna catch more grass on it before I can get a bite than I do on the swim jig. And man, this guy is around here. Oh, what just happened? Oh, I caught so many fish on this jig that he stole my skirt. Wow, so we're just gonna go with the skirtless swim jig for now. Which is, I mean, that's not all that scary. It's a crawl on the back of a jig head, you know. I feel like it can catch a bass. Probably should put on a new one though. I mean, look at this. A crawl on a jig head. Who needs a skirt? Who needs a skirt? And this, I had caught fish on this jig for many videos, and Taylor caught fish on this jig in the last 100 ponds he was in. So So this jig didn't just fall apart. It's been beaten to shreds for a long time. All right. Slowly hop it through this brush pile here. Nothing going. It's getting bright. I need my sunglasses too. Oh yeah. That's better. Let me get the water off the lens. That, almost there. That is more better. That is more better for sure. And I'm gonna go ahead and re-rig a new jig. I don't feel like having a skirtless jig. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna get a trailer for my vibrating jig and a package of drop shot worms. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Mach craw, got it. I'm gonna put this jig just in this bag here. Green pumpkin filler worms. Let's go. And then I need a trailer for a vibrating jig, which is this Rage Bug midsize. There's just something about the Rage Bug on the back of a Thunder Cricket. It's the perfect pairing. Match made in heaven, baby. Okay, got that. Check my phone, make sure nobody's died. Nobody's died, we're good. Let's find me a new swim jig. Do I have the exact same color? I do. I do, I have it right here. All right. Grab my vibrating jig and rig it up here. The new trailer. I almost always rig my vibrating jigs vertical. The trailer's vertical instead of horizontal because I'm fishing these things for bluegill imitators. And a swimming, alive, fleeing bluegill is not going to be on its side. It's going to be straight up and down. So why the heck would I have half the bait, and to be honest, the majority that imitates the bluegill, the flat part, why would I have that be laying on its side if that's not the way bluegill swim? That right there is the way bluegill swim. Heck yeah, brother. We're gonna catch some on that, I feel. I'm gonna move the drop shot forward one slot and the frog all the way back. And then let's rig up the new jig. A lot of people struggle to catch fish on jigs, so I will link my jig masterclass where I go over everything you need to know about a jig. I've made several of them, but the one that I'm really, really proud of, I'll leave that one down in the video description. Because everybody should know how to catch bass on a jig. It's just, it's the dang best. It really is. If you were to leave me on a deserted island that's full of bass and say you only bring one lure, it's a jig. Probably not a swim jig. Probably an Arky style regular jig, but swim jig is not a bad idea. Where are my scissors? Tyler, you goof. I'm so good at losing scissors. I'm excellent at it, matter of fact. The Lord says do everything with excellence. And I lose scissors excellently. There they are. They were in my pocket, I think, or on my pants. All right, let's go. Swim jig, Mach craw on the back. Beautiful. Now the swim jigs, I know this is going to sound hypocritical. The swim jigs, most of the time I rig horizontal. And that is not because bluegills are swimming horizontal. That is because as this thing is on the bottom, not only is a horizontal trailer, especially one like a Mach craw that has a flat side to it, that helps the jig stand up better, the hook to be straight up on the bottom. And also a dying bluegill is gonna look like that on the bottom. And if I'm working my bait higher in the water column, it helps to have the pinchers like a wings on an airplane to help get that thing higher in the water column. So there's lots of reasons why a homie might want his craws horizontal on a swim jig. I'm rarely trying to get a swim jig into like deeper water. Oh, hello. I'm also rarely trying to do that. Yeah, rarely trying to get a swim jig in deeper water. And if I do, I'll just throw a vibrating jig. So that's my reasoning for not having the craws vertical. And speaking of deeper, it looks deeper right here. So pull out the Thunder Cricket. I was testing out the 7.3 medium heavy moderate for my chatterbaits. Now I'm trying out a 7.4 medium heavy moderate, which is not a kayak rod for sure. It's too long for a kayak, but for the bank and for my bass boat, it is just fine. No bites on the deep edge so far. Wonder where these fish go once the shallow cruising bite is done, because it's done. The sun is up. Luckily we have some wind today, or it would be unbearable out here. If it was dead calm, I'd already be calling it quits. There's one. Holy cow. Knocked absolute slack in it. Goodness. Didn't even feel the bite. I just felt my Thunder Cricket stop thundering. Get in here. Get in here. Small guy. Barely hooked too. And he's got some dang parasites on him. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is gonna be cold. See ya. The birds will eat him. The birds will eat that fish. The birds will eat that fish. Dun 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 dun. Feels weird just to cull a bass. Very weird. Everything in me is like, release the fish. Catch and release. Nah. Catch and release is not the way to go, folks. Not for the small ones. Again, if you haven't seen my interviews with the fisheries biologist, you need to. We talk about the fact that our lakes are overpopulated for the most part. That's why we're not catching giants anymore, like they used to back in the day, because people are letting go too many bass. the whole let them go so they can grow deal is just not true. If you let them all go, none of them grow. They stay the same. You gotta kill some of them and let some of them go, and then they'll grow. That's how that works. If I had live scope, I'm sure I could pan out there in the middle and see one floating to throw a drop shot to. But we're not doing that today, folks. We're not doing that today. We are reel fishing, man. Like a man. Yeah. Reel fishing. Rawr. Now, I'm just out here in this kayak because I needed to test out all the features. All the features of this thing. I feel like the last time I came out to this lake, though, the bluegill were actually spawning. So maybe I didn't come out here in September. I thought I did. Maybe it was like June. I'm really surprised there's nothing been. I sound like a real hick there. I'm surprised there's nothing been. There hasn't been a fish down that whole like 40-yard stretch of deep American pondweed. Maybe they want something slower. Vibrating jigs a bit too fast for them. It's possible. I doubt it, but it's possible. We're working our way up to the dang dock with the fish feeders on it. I got some comment on my last, or my second to last 100 ponds that was like, as soon as I saw the fish feeder in the video, I lost interest in the video because that's just unrealistic. And I'm like, it's not even feeding the bass, it's feeding the bluegill. So there is no difference between having well-fed bluegill that stock your pond and your state agency spawning stocking bluegill and bait fish. There's no difference there. Unless you want to think there's a difference, but there's not. These lakes here are not feed-trained bass. They're not coming to the feeder to eat. They are eating the bluegill that are healthy because of good management techniques. I love good management techniques. Nothing like it. I also love catching fish, which we're doing none of right now. That's crazy. Oh, it's crazy. I gotta get shallower. Well, first I'm gonna fish this jig slowly by the feeder dock here. Give it a skip under the dock. Let it sink all the way. Oh, I can't wait to do some Minnesota dock fishing. Oh, man, I can't wait. Good grief. Good grief, boys and girls. Nothing around the dock. Nothing around the feeder system. Honestly surprised. Very surprised. Oh, it gets deep. It gets deep out here, though. I wonder if the drop shot is going to be a better move here in a second once I start fishing a little deeper. How's that camera? Are we good back there? We're good back there. I'm not saying this is the final camera setup for this kayak. I know this one is. I'm not sure about this one. I've got it on, you can see from that angle, I've got it on two different extendo, whatever, bendy arms combined to get it some height. Because I know you're looking at my crotch the whole time, but at least you may be looking down at my crotch and not like up at it. But if you come to TRF to avoid crotch shots, I'm sorry. Gonna be tough to avoid them here. Gonna be tough to avoid them. Oh man, I'm tired. It's what it takes though to get out here and catch a dang bass. Gotta get out here before the crack. I could have turned my trolling motor on just for a second to get over here, but don't need to. Getting down this bank here won't take that long. Nothing. Man, they do not want a thunder cricket on the edge. And it wouldn't make any sense to me there wouldn't be fish around here because it is hot summertime. They're gonna move, once they finish up shallow, they're gonna move up out deep here. Maybe they just move out deep to that channel and not all the way out here. I don't know. I don't foresee this area here not having fish. It just may not be a thunder cricket area. I may have to drag a drop shot or something like that. Which, matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. After this cast, extra slow this time, I'm going to get my drop shot, fish around this next feeder dock, and then around whatever the deeper grass edge I can in this next area. Thank you, Bubba. I'll catch one on you at some point, I'm convinced. I have really fallen in love with the drop shot over the past few years. And y'all have seen a crazy rise in the usage of it on my channel this year. It's the best dang soft plastic for the post-spawn in the summer. It really is. And the winter, probably. It's dang good, man. It catches them everywhere. Rock lakes, grass lakes, super clear water, relatively stained water. I'm not sure about dirty water. I don't think it catches them well in dirty water, but it catches them, brother. That's for darn sure. Make a cast with it along the edge of this dock. Beautiful. Check my drag. I think we're good. Just shake, shake, shake. Shake that slack line. And then hop. And then shake that slack line. Hop. I need to find a spinning rod that's like 6'10", 7 foot for drop shots in the kayak that has a shorter butt. Because as I'm fishing sitting down, it hits my thigh. And I love this rod. It's a great rod. I just don't know if it's the right rod for kayak drop shot fishing. In general, in a kayak, I need a shorter rod, but especially for drop shot fishing. Well, really anything that I'm moving the rod tip up. So any soft plastics, jigs, stuff I'm lifting off the bottom, I need a shorter butt for. Yeah, we were around the fish. And now that we've gotten to this end, it is crickets. Cricket noise. That's what it is. Really thought there'd be bass perusing this edge, but whether it's drop shot or thunder cricket, they are not here. That would be the number one thing I would tell someone if they sent me some videos of what this pond, of what this lake looked like and said, how do I catch bass? I would say, fish the dam, which is this right here. Thunder cricket, parallel the bank with a frog, which is, in my mind, not the wrong thing. It's just that's why you can never, I have a hard time giving specific tips all the time. That was a bite. There's one. Oh, he dropped it. Because every body of water can look the same, but can be different and can fish different on different days. So it's the great thing about bass fishing is you got to discover what works for you. And most of the time, I feel like my tips are applicable, but, oh, hello. Oh, wind knot on my dang FG. I think, see, here's the deal. I don't like to have my FG knot go into the spool, and Taylor tied my FG knot for me recently, and I think he made the leader too long because this happened. Dang it. We got a dang wind knot. Not even a wind knot, it's a knot. But I think we're gonna get this one out. I have good vibes. I have a good vibe about this one. Maybe. No, I'm just making more circles around this thing. Dang it. Oh no, oh. Darn it. Yeah, there's no way. The FG knot pulled out a loop, and I don't foresee this thing coming out. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. All right, well, just because it's uncut doesn't mean I have to keep the camera rolling for this part. So we'll see y'all when I've retied my drop shot. All right, folks, we are back. The sun is out. We have a brand new drop shot, ready to catch some deeper fish. I don't know if they're gonna be back in that corner, so I'm just gonna start fishing the main grass edge here. I mean, I caught so many fish up along that edge. I feel like if they're gonna be anywhere, they're gonna be out here. So that's what I'm gonna do. It is starting to get hot, even with the wind. I'm feeling the heat, and it's like 8:30. So I don't know how much longer I got out here. I want to catch that 4-pounder that I've been looking for. That elusive 4. Elusive, illustrious 4. I've got Ariana Grande stuck in my head. What the heck? Haven't even listened to her songs in a long time. And never willingly, just on the radio or whatever. But I got it stuck in my head. Oh, hey, comment challenge. With every uncut I do, there's a comment challenge. And the winner of the random comment I pick gets sent a fishing lure. So today, the winner gets a swim jig, Outcast Tackle swim jig with, I'll throw in a Rage Bug and a Scound Bug trailer. No, Rage Bug and Mach craw and a Rage craw. That way you can have a big floppy trailer and a more finessey trailer with your jig. And I've got to think about what the comment challenge is going to be. Oh, easy question. Biggest fish you've ever caught on a jig. And if you've never caught a fish on a jig, then say, you know, what kind of ponds or lakes you fish around and how you plan on incorporating a jig into those. There we go. Oh, I had one. I had a drop shot fish and he got off. How'd he get off though? That's my question. find that kind of odd. I gave him the drop shot business, which is about a third as much of a jig business, but I gave it to him. There we go. Well, that was tiny. What's up? Why am I not getting bites here? Or why am I not getting these fish to the boat here? There we go. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't know if that was the same fish that I had multiple times, but I'll take him. Bring it in here. Bring it in here. Roof of the mouth on my favorite drop shot hook. Stop it. Thank you. That bass has different coloring to him. He is more of like a farm bass color. Very white. But as I thought, you get to the edge of the grass where the fish were cruising up this morning, and I get a bite. Not surprised, boys and girls. Not surprised. So yeah, comment what your biggest fish on a jig is, or what you plan on catching them on a jig. Where you plan on catching them on a jig. And I will pick a comment in about 2 weeks from the comment section below, and I'll comment to you that you won. So do not have your notifications off, or else you might miss my comment and never get your jig. And that would be big sad. All right, drop shots out there. I need to spin the boat. Spin the boat. It is a boat. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, these offshore grass fish want grass. What do I got? A lisp? Grass fish want a dang drop shot, baby, in their face. Problem is, this guy definitely swallowed it because he probably ate it as it was dropping. Yeah, he swallowed it. Let's see what we can do here to save this guy's life, even though he should be cold anyways. Even though he should be cold. Let's see. How far gone are you, buddy? If I had pliers, I'd be able to get this guy, I think. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Got it. Was able to turn the hook backwards. That guy's got good genetics. He deserves to survive. Swim back down to your home, my friend. Yeah, this place, I see why it has a 14-inch culling of every fish you catch. And I really wish, I feel bad that I'm not participating because I didn't bring a dang, I keep forgetting the word for that, stringer. Didn't bring a dang Jerry Springer. All right, drop shot's killing it. Yes, sir. There we go. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Drop shot fish. I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with you. Show you to the fans at home, to the viewers. Come on now. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Whoa. Shake, shake, shake. Bada-bom, bada-bada-bom. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I got stuck. I got stuck on something down there. Got it. I wasn't that stuck. kind of feels nice to not have live scope, to not be so reliant on that. All it takes is simple intuition, you know. Using your pattern recognition, which I do anyways when I'm live scoping. That just makes the process faster. But I'm excited for this kayak specifically because I get to take it places where I wouldn't take a boat for sure. Probably wouldn't take the big native kayak. Now, I'd put the native kayak in this pond for sure, but when it comes to all the rivers and small lakes I'm gonna go on in Minnesota, one lake specifically I hope to get to, you can't even get a truck to. Like I have to portage over one island to get to the lake. I'm excited to get this thing out there. Should be a lot of fun. I don't know when y'all will see those videos. I may save a few of them for next year. But I don't know. I might release them all this fall. Who knows? Ooh, hello. Yellow. Yellow. Is that my first 4-pounder? Oh! Holy smokes, what a jump. What a jump by this fish. Come on now. Come on now. Yes. Get in here. I don't know if he'll go 4 just because he's so skinny. Oh, he won't go 4. He's a good 3-pounder though. Beautiful. Drop shot, filler worm, corner of the mouth, VMC redline. Best hook out there. Just ask any pro angler. They all use the redline Finesse Nico hook. And that camera just died. Good timing. I'm glad it didn't die before that jump because that was crazy. That was crazy. So I've got to rig up a new drop shot worm, but also get myself a new battery in this camera. How am I going to do this? I think I've got to unclip it. Yeah. Lift it up. New battery. That's the nice thing about the wind today is that it's stopping this camera from overheating. Usually in bad sun, hot conditions, these cameras overheat. But not today, not yet. Come on now. Get in there. Beep, beep, beep. Are we going? No, we're not. There we are. All right, we're back. Back in action. The filler worm is a fantastic worm. Very similar to a robo worm or any other straight-tailed soft plastics, really straight-tailed thin plastic soft plastics. You could have a straight-tailed worm that's made of a thick soft plastic, a not very pliable soft plastic, and you're not gonna have a good drop shot worm. It has to be, I guess the word I'm using for it is thin. I'm not sure if that's really the right word. It is just it's a not stiff soft plastic. Like I would not want my craws made out of this material. It's much too thin. I should catch one here, I feel. The poles are not marking brush piles. There's a brush pile around them somewhere, but the poles are not like stuck right in a brush pile. I need to go back to that grass edge. That was one heck of a jump there, my friend. That was fun. That was fun, fun, fun. In the hot conditions, wherever you catch them in the morning, just slide out deeper in the same areas. For the most part, bass don't want to be pelagic beings. So they don't want to have to travel long distances to feed and to live. They want to live in one space. There are some bass nowadays that we're finding out do just chase bait fish out in the middle all the time, but the majority of them, I think, are on the in and around shallow cover. And if they're not around shallow cover, they're around the same areas with deeper cover. That's just what I've seen over my 2 decades of bass fishing. All right, let's catch another one, baby. We got a little grass patch here. Little patch of grass. I'm just a drop shot worm. Don't mind me. I'm just a filler worm going right along the edge. Right along the edge of the grass. Without a care in the world. Hope no bass comes and eats me. No 4-pound bass, especially. Beautiful body of water, though. So tranquil out here in the country. This lake is in Van Alstyne, which is north of the DFW Metroplex on Highway 75. If you live in Frisco, Prosper, McKinney, that area, this lake is not too far from you. I've got to remember all the drone shots I mentioned early on in this video. I think I talked about the cattails, I talked about the shallow grass, I talked about the 2 stumps, and I talked about, oh, there's one. Ooh, hello, nice one. I talked about the holes in the grass, the big versus small holes. Man, my drop shot landed, in my opinion, too close to the grass. But it got one. And it got 2 pounds of salad with him. Shake off, come on now. Nope. There you go. Thank you, friendo. Bring your booty in here. Bring your booty in here, come on now. Got him. Did you swallow it too? Almost. Jeez. Louise! I wonder how Louise feels that we G's to her. This guy got it good. I swear, these drop shot hooks, I catch like 100 fish on it and then I lose the hook because I break off. Like, I've never bent this hook. I've never bent the nose down or whatever it is. I've never rolled the tip on it. And I've given so many big fish the business. It's crazy. This hook works so good. I'm just gonna kind of drift along this edge. I don't think it matters necessarily where I am as long as I'm on the edge. I'm sure I could find like a mother lode somewhere, but there just seems to be a lot of bass in this place. But not a lot of big ones. Where'd the big ones go? Where'd the big ones go? Where did the big ones go? That is my question. As soon as we catch a 4-pounder, I can go home. Where's a fish? There we go. Oh, he's not gonna go 4 pounds. That's for sure. That's for sure. He barely goes 1 pound. Ah! Get in here. Get in here. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I'm just going to flip you in here. I'm so bad at landing fish with not enough line out. Yeah, so it makes the whole unhooking process uncomfortable. Thank you, dude. Man, I could have culled so many bass today. Dang it. I gotta tell this guy, hey, I'll come back and I'll bring a buddy and we'll cull some major bass out of here for you. That's what I ought to tell him. We good with water spots? I think we're good. The one problem about soft plastic worms like this, with how supple it is, if that's the right word, is that when they get hot, they break a lot easier. So instead of getting 3 to 4 fish, I might get 1 to 2 out of each worm. But that also means in the water they are extra floppy. Extra floppy worms when they're hot. And if you've never caught fish on a drop shot, oh boy, you're missing out. I will have my drop shot masterclass linked below. Okay, what have I mentioned? I've mentioned jig masterclass and drop shot masterclass. And when I say masterclass, I mean like these videos, I spent a lot of time making sure that they had every detail you could possibly need to know in them. And they're longer videos, and that's just because they have so much information in them. And I'm dang proud of them. All right. We've drifted to the other side. Not exactly where I wanted to go, but it's okay. Ooh, hello, that felt like a fish. It was a fish, I knew it. Goodness, not a big one, but a nice one. A nice lean one. Come on, Bubba. Oh, what fun. What fun. Actually, he's not that lean. This guy's actually pretty chunky. Get my hand wet here. I care about this guy's genetics. Get in here, yes sir. That is one of the nicest fish I've caught today. Look at that thing. It's a nice bass. Roof of the mouth. Finesse Nico hook. I can't explain how much I love this hook. It's just the dang best. It's the dang best, and that's all there is to it. Come on now, worm. Work with me here. Thank you. Uh-oh, we are drifting into the grass, where I do not want to be. I want to be on the edge of the grass. I'll fix my tangle up later. Fix my tangle up once I get out of here. I was just at the St. Lawrence River with Alton Jr., the guy that I filmed for on tour, the #2 angler on the planet. And I learned a ton, I mean a ton, about drifting current for deep smallmouth bass, especially in the St. Lawrence River. I just learned so much that week. And so I'm just gonna kind of cast my drop shot out there and drift down with the wind, just like we were doing for smallmouth. It's not quite nearly as much current. The wind here does not provide a wind current really, or an undercurrent. We've got a little bit of wind current though. I think as we drift into the, what is the northern end, the shallow side of this lake, there's not as much of a weed edge. Like my drop shot's hardly falling at all. So I feel like we actually are in kind of unproductive water. At least right on the edge of the grass that I can see. I'm gonna get even deeper. The nice thing about the dam side of the lake is that the water's deeper, and so the grass actually has more of a steeper, harder edge to it. Whereas up here, the water is shallower, and so even in the channel, and so the grass can actually grow into the channel. So there's really never an edge per se. It just kind of slopes more into a depression. And I don't like that as much. I want, at least what I've been getting bites on, is that harder edge. And I'm gonna work this thing pretty fast. I mean, once I get to the bottom, I'm shaking it, I'm hopping it, because it seems like if the fish are around, they're gonna eat the drop shot. I don't have to coax them into eating it. There's no coercion over here. They're gonna eat it, they're gonna eat it. There's one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Small guy. But he was out near the standing timber, which makes sense. I don't feel any grass out there. Hey, hey, oh, you got my drop shot all in a tangle. Dang it. Not nice, my friend. Not nice. Once again, my dang line. I don't leave enough line out. I gotta work on that. Man, I gotta ruin this worm. My drop shot is all twisted. Look at that. Look at that bird's nest I got. Yuck. And then when that happens, you got to actually grab your line and like stretch it like this. Well, all right. I guess this has been bent too many times. Not bent, this has been twisted too many times. New drop shot setup. Here we go. I guess that gives me a chance to teach y'all how to tie a drop shot. Get some line out here. And first things first, I need to get the line off the weight. First things first, tie a Palomar onto your drop shot hook of choice. Once you've tied your knot, stuff the tag end through the top, as in the side of the eye that faces the hook. And once you have that pulled through, you can attach your weight, which if I can find it, I'm sitting on it, to the proper distance. I like for ponds and grass about 1 foot. And even though this weight has a little crimp section on it that grabs the line itself, I still like to tie a few overhand granny knots just to make sure it's on there. And then I snip off the rest of the tag end. Here we have about 4 inches today. And then you rig your worm, and you're good to go. And we are in the grass. We're as far north as we've been so far today. And you know what? I'm gonna let myself drift all the way to the end as I fish a drop shot out in the middle. Man, this slight cloud cover and wind is making this day way, way better than it has been. I mean, yesterday I went for a walk at 8 o'clock. I woke up at like 7:50, went for a walk at 8 with a glass of water, and I was sweating on my walk at 8 o'clock. That's how hot it was. So I'm grateful that I chose to fish today, because it's hot, but it's not unbearable. All right, big old drop shot eaters. Where you at? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, yes. Yes, sir. Is that a 4-pounder? Is that a 4-pounder? He's in the grass. He's in the grass. You know what? He's in there. He's in there. I don't think he's 4. But we're going to let the wind drift us to more open water here while I turn around and grab. Oh, goodness. He found out he was free. He found out he was free. Oh, gosh. Yes, sir. Yes. Not a 4, but that is a Bonafide 3, 3.5. Look at how he ate the drop shot. G-O-N-E. And I didn't even have it in the water for that long, and he has it swallowed. So this is definitely the kind of fish I want to try to save. You are not culling this guy. And I think I'll be able to. I see the hook. It's not that deep. It's definitely deeper than I would like, but it's not bad. There we go. Hey, Got it, baby. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. 3 and change pounder. Super strong, healthy. That's the kind of genetics you want to put back into the body of water. And drop shot is getting it done. If you don't throw a drop shot, because you're struggling to catch fish this time of year, August, September, and maybe you'll watch this video at a different time, and that's okay, because drop shot will also still work for you at the time you're watching it. As long as it is, actually, you know what? Drop shot works all year. I was gonna say as long as it's not the spawn, but it'll even catch them during the spawn. I just don't throw it a whole lot during the spawn because I can catch them on a frog and a creature bait and a jig and more fun stuff. Come on now. Thank you. Yep. You just got to get out in the middle. Like, look at this. Oh, we got a little creek, little indentation going back in here with some open water leading into it. That is prime offshore territory for a drop shot. Although I think I cast a little too out in the open. A little more toward the point. Oh, I'm about to catch one. I'm about to get bit. I'm a drop shot. Get bit. I'm a drop shot. About to get bit. Gah, gah, gah. I think I got, yep. I need to weedless this bait a little more. Thank you. Let's get it, dude. That's money, dude. We're probably back to swim jig territory. Yeah, I should get in there and throw a swim jig around. That's what I'm gonna do. Leave my drop shot on the bottom here. Grab the swim jig. Maybe not though. Even though we have cloud cover, oops, there's one. We have cloud cover now. We didn't a second ago. There would have been at least one or two, oh, for sure more than one, in this area earlier today. We got a big opening, and we have some deeper water next to the opening. In the channel here. We're all about channels here on TRF. YouTube channels and lake channels. Oh, hello. Drop shot weight to the paddle. That was loud. That hurt my ears. Yeah. That hurt my ears. Not good. Okay. They're not up here. Just trying to get back to the edge. Be methodical in this area, but really fish the edge. Yeah, there's too much grass. There's not really an edge up here. I gotta like get all the way into the middle of the channel. And here's an edge. Now the sun's come up, I can see the dirtier water, which is the deeper water, and then the cleaner stuff's right by the grass. So there is an edge. It's just not a super clean edge. There we go. There we go, baby. Ooh, nice fish. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. What a fun stinking time. Holy cow. Holy cow. Get in here. Get in here, baby. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Look at that. Roof of the mouth. Roof of the dang mouth. Not coming off. I mean, that guy could shake all he wants. He wasn't coming off. Beautiful. 2 and change pounder. I should be putting all these fish towards my tournament. But classic me forgot my board. Classic Tyler. Forgot his dang bump board. That's all right, we're having fun. These fish weren't gonna make me look all that impressive on the leaderboard anyways. I need to go somewhere and catch some dang giants. Some dang big uns. Get to 100 inches. Find the edge, find the bass. That's what I'm saying today. Find the edge, find the bass. The edge is probably there. Turn the kayak. I can get a better hook set at it. Yep, find the edge, find the bass. Good grief. It's crazy. This guy, is he bigger? Is he bigger? How do I, there we go. Got him. Oh yeah, he is nicer. He is nicer. Well, same size. Goodness, they eat it so fast. Like he's got it down the gullet. And it barely sat there for like 4 seconds before I started retrieving. Dang. Dang it, Bubba. Come on now. I mean, he's got it good. He's got it down the crunchers, almost. Not quite, but almost. Come on now. Wow. This guy might be one that gets harvested. Got him. Yep, we'll see. Took some of his cruncher with me, but he swam away. We'll see. Little post-release mortality is good for this place. Like I've stopped caring so much about small fish because I know that a lot of them need to go. I of course treat them with respect, and I still love small fish. I love catching them, but man, it's just we've been sold a crock of lies by the catch and release tournament culture that every fish needs to be released. That's not true. Not true at all. And if that causes you to unsubscribe because I'm going to start keeping some bass, then go for it. But I'm all about science here on TRF. The science of catching them and the science of making sure they get bigger. And I'm also into the science of this edge over here is much steeper than that edge. That edge is like a sloping edge. This whole edge from here all the way to the main lake is pretty sharp. Not sure why the drop-off's better, but it is. At least from my vantage point, sitting down. Maybe it's different if I'm standing up. Oh, the sun's back. Oh, it's sunny. And we are now in the channel all the way on the north side here. And man, now that I see how deep the water is on these cattails, this is the side to start on. This is for sure the side to start on topwater, because I could actually catch them on the edge of these cattails. Well, you live and you learn. At least I caught fish. You know, I wasn't skunked this morning. Figured out a fun swim jig bite. That was cool. That was indeed pretty cool. I should get one here, I would think. Dragging along a nice edge. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, too shallow. Let me give it one flip up there. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at this, folks. Look at that. That's what they're eating here. Oh well. Lost it. Bluegill. A little bluegill. A little gill that's blue. See if I can catch a bass flipping next to these cattails. Some shallow cover. Shallow cover, what's the word I'm looking for? Close combat. Drop shot fishing. Just giving it little pitches, huh? Ah. Little pitches right along the edge. All right, they are not here. He is not here, he has risen. See, go see the tomb. I'm gonna make my way with the trolling motor, because I have that. Making my way downtown with the trolling motor. There we go. All right, the foot controlled steering works. It's just a little bit tough to operate. It's not bad though. I'm 72% speed. Let's go 100. We're cooking, baby. Cooking. Everybody's going surfing. Surfing USA. All right. How nice. Let me yank this sucker up again. Got it. How fun. This is cool. Big fan of a trolling motor on a kayak. I feel like I used to make fun of people that had trolling motors on kayaks. I was part of the crew that was like, if you're just gonna spend that much money, just go get a boat. And then the more I've realized, the more I fished, I've realized, dang, you can't, there's a lot of stuff in a kayak you can do that you cannot do in a boat. And even if you're gonna spend that much money, it is still cheaper to go the kayak route because you have almost no maintenance. And the only gas you have is your vehicle gas. which if you're a kayak angler, you can drive a stinking Subaru Outback. You don't have to drive an F-250. So your gas bill is lower. But that Newport, pretty legit so far. When I first got out here, I wasn't sure if I was liking the foot-controlled steering, but I think I like it now. I think. All right, let's catch one more good fish and call it a day. I'm getting hungry. I want to go buy Chick-fil-A, get myself a box of chicken minis and a sweet tea. That's what I'm feeling. Real healthy, I know. Real healthy. I am the epitome of health. Follow my channel, Tyler's Real Fitness. That's what TRF's gonna be. I'm gonna talk about the proper creatine intake you should be having and how to count your carbs. I'm just gonna show you Michelle Obama's food pyramid. That's my channel, The Food Pyramid with Tyler Anderson. What a nice day it's turned out to be. It's not cold. Minnesota's going to be much nicer, but the weather is not crazy hot, which is huge blessing, huge big time blessing. Every single road I take leads right back to this place. Only Jesus for my pain. If y'all ain't heard my boy Corey Asbury's new album called Pioneer, you should. It's pretty dang good. Good singer-songwriter, Christian vibe. It's not straight worship music. It just has themes about life and how we can see God through those parts of life. Pretty cool. Pretty good album. But you know it would be pretty good if I caught one more bass. If I caught one more pescado, huh? We got some wind picking up. Probably a vibrating jig time now. Fish may be cruising around a little more with the increased wind. Do 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 do. That felt fishy. There he is. He's all the way out here. Oh my goodness. He literally swam from the grass edge all the way to the kayak. There we go. Get your booty in here, Mr. Last Fish of the Day. Oh, come on now. Come on now, yes sir. Ice cream scoop. All right, there's a single scoop. If you're new to the channel, that's what we do to the small bass. We give them a nice ice cream scoop. But hey, thanks for watching. A shorter, probably, uncut on today's episode. Hopefully you learned something. If you want to check out the private water fishing lake that I was at called Jermar here north of the Metroplex, I will leave it linked down below. And I didn't mention this before, you can use code TRF, I believe it is, to save $100 maybe on your membership to be a part of the club. So that's pretty dang cool. I will leave my last uncut. If you're folding laundry or doing dishes or whatever on a long drive and you need something else to watch, I will leave my last kayak uncut over here in this corner, and my favorite kayak uncut over here. Actually, you know what? No, that'll be an uncut that applies to this time of the year that I'm fishing. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I'm gonna finish up my rigging video by showing all the features of this kayak. And of course, if you're a big channel watcher, you've already seen that episode, but we're gonna finish that out, maybe catch another fish off camera, because who doesn't like catching bass? And we'll see you guys next time right here on TRF.